Hey everyone, welcome back to Tip of the Week. In this week's video, we're going to learn some tips for making the Milky Way pop in our astrophotography shots. So let's jump right into ON1 Photo RAW and let's get started. So I'm inside ON1 Photo RAW, and for this image, we're going to start by modifying our tone and color first. We're going to head over to our tone and color first, and I'm just going to alleviate a bit of the darkness on the image by going to my camera profile, and I'm choosing ON1 Neutral. This is one of my favorite camera profiles in ON1 because it just neutralizes everything and it brightens things up a bit in the scene. So if I hit the backslash key on my keyboard, that's just by using a camera profile. So now let's head down to our shadows, and there's a lot of shadows in this image. So I want to pull them up a little bit to give some sort of detail to this foreground. So let's pull these up a bit. Maybe quite a bit. We can always add in a little contrast. That looks pretty good right there, and it looks like I can see myself standing there. There's a little bit of a self-portrait here. I wanted to make one of those classic headlamp images, but my headlamp wasn't as strong. Oh well, really we're just focused on the Milky Way. But now we can see this foreground, so we have some sort of foreground element in our scene, and it does look like it's a little bit crooked here, so let me just hit C on my keyboard. I'll grab my leveling tool, and I'll just drag it across this horizon line. There we go. Now we have a straight image here. So I'll just hit enter, and we're done cropping. So now I want to pull up on the contrast a hair just to add in some sort of detail to the scene. I'll pull up on this contrast just a little bit. Now I want to head down and I want to modify the color a little bit in the shot. It's too warm for this type of scene, so I'm going to head down to my color area and I'm just going to pull back on the temperature slider all the way, and then I'm just going to incrementally pull it back until I get the look that I'm going for, which is about right there. That looks pretty good. So now if I hit the backslash key on my keyboard, in not a lot of time, we've set a great foundational look. Now we need to go in and really fine tune the Milky Way with some luminosity masks. So I'll head into the effects tab, I'll add a filter, and I'll add the curves filter. The curves filter is one of my favorite filters for Milky Way type images because you can control all of the different tones in your shot with just this one filter. So the first thing I want to do is just develop the basic look of the Milky Way. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to drop a point in my shadow tones, and I'm just going to pull down on that, and that's going to add in some contrast to that sky area. Now, whenever you're doing this, don't look at the foreground. Just focus in on the Milky Way up here, because if you expose for the foreground as well, you're not going to get the same look. We're going to mask this out from the foreground later, so just keep an eye on the Milky Way when you're modifying this curves filter. So now I have a little bit of contrast, but it's too dark. So let's grab our mid-tone point, drop a point right there, and then we'll pull up on this a bit. And you can see now we're getting that nice pop in our Milky Way. And you can always play with the settings. You don't have to have it this strong. You can pull up on the shadows a little bit, and then you can, maybe pull down on the midtones. But I think that looks pretty good. It's a little bit too intense, but that works just fine for right now. We can always tone down everything later with the opacity slider anyway. So now we need to specifically apply this to our sky area. To do that, we're going to use a luminosity mask. I'll head into the masking options for the curves filter, and I'll choose lumen. Now if I select view here, it's creating a mask based off of the brighter areas in my shot. So the brighter areas are the areas within the sky. Well, I need to fine tune this so that it's applied to all of this area and not just these little areas of stars. To do that, I'm going to use the level slider here. Now the level slider is one of my all-time, again, favorite tools to use inside Photo RAW, especially when it comes to masking, because I can control every little detail of the mask. So inside the level slider, if you want to remove a tone from your mask, pull that point to the right. So I want to remove shadow tones. Any shadow tone from my shot I don't really want in my mask because I want to remove this mask from these shadowy areas on my foreground. So I'll just make sure that my shadow point here to the left is over to the right just a hair. And then I have my midtones here. Now my midtones, I actually want a lot more midtones in the mask, so I'm going to grab this point and pull it to the left. When I pull left, it incorporates more of that tone into your mask. And we can just keep doing that with these tonalities. I'm going to go over to the highlights, which is this far right point here, and I'll pull that to the left. And then I can add in more midtones, keep fine tuning. just like that. And don't be scared to modify these points just kind of incrementally. It's the best way to do it is just really just like this. Because you can see I'm masking out all of this area down here, but it's really applying the curves filter to this top area really well, which is nice for our type of look we're going for. So now I just want to pull over to the left on the midtones a bit more. I'll remove some shadow tones, then I'll pull these highlights all the way to the left. Perfect, just like that. Now I want to paint this mask out from my foreground area so it's only applied to this top part where the sky's at. I'll just hit B on my keyboard to grab me my masking brush. I'll hold down Shift and hit X, and then I'll just paint this area out from the foreground. And it's not too critical up in this area by these trees, but we'll just paint this out just like that. That looks pretty good. So now if we go over and we view this, and we turn this curves filter off and on, it's only applying that curve to this top area in our stars, and it's not applying it anywhere on the foreground. So now we can use this mask to apply different filters to our foreground area. So I'll just copy this mask, I'll add a filter, and I'll add the curves filter. And let me rename these real quick. I should have done that at the beginning. So we have Milky Way, then we have foreground. So inside of our foreground curves filter, I'm going to go to the masking options, and I'm going to paste that mask that we have for the sky. But I want to invert this so that it's actually applied to the foreground area. So I'll just click invert here, and now all of that white is applied on the bottom and not at the top. But we don't want this area over here or over here, so we'll just increase the brush size, and we'll just paint this out. And I'm not really too worried about that top of that tree, so I'll just paint that out over there as well. I might lower the brush size just a bit to get some of this stuff. That might not look very nice. Pretty good just like that. Cool. So now let's view this. And now we can start modifying this curves filter, and it's only going to be applied to this foreground. So inside of this curves filter, I'm going to drop a point in my shadow tones here, and I'm going to pull those up just a little bit so that we can see a bit more detail in these shadow tones and also some of the mid-tones in there. But it's also looking sort of flat, so let's just grab a point right here, and we'll pull this down and to the right, and that's going to add in a little bit of contrast to the scene. And that looks pretty good just like that for adding in a little bit more glow to the water. But I'm going to remove this mask, or rather the foreground curves filter from these trees here, just with the masking brush. I'm just going to paint this away like that. So if we turn this off and on now, I think it looks really good just like that. One thing we need to do right now is just paint off around this edge right here. Whenever you're modifying tonalities in luminosity masks, there's a chance you're going to get some haloing. And I see a little bit of haloing going on over these mountains, so we'll just paint this off from these mountains just like that. We really only want this foreground filter to be applied to these trees and then kind of me a little bit, but then mostly just the water in here so that we can see some of that reflection. So I think that looks pretty good just like that. Now we're going to make another adjustment. We're going to copy this mask that we just created. We're going to add a filter, and I'm going to add the color enhancer filter. Now, with the color enhancer filter, I just want to warm things up a bit. Warming things up is going to brighten them up just a hair. So if I warm things up in my foreground area, I'm going to see a little bit more of the detail. So I'm going to go into the masking options for the color enhancer filter. I'll paste that mask, and then I'll just head to my temperature, and I'll boost the temperature a little bit. Maybe not that much, maybe like 30 or so. And now if I turn this off and on, you can see it's just adding in a little bit more warmth, and it makes this area pop just a little bit more in the scene. So I'll just rename this color foreground. So now we're just a little bit more organized. And if I hit the backslash key on my keyboard to view the original shot, we started with this photograph, and now we have this image. And again, if you want to tone things down so they're not so sharp and it's not so bright up in the Milky Way, we can just grab the opacity slider for this effects tab and we'll just pull it back a little bit. Maybe about right there or so. Thanks so much for watching Tip of the Week. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned a bit about modifying the Milky Way in your astrophotography images. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to our channel to stay updated whenever we drop new content and new videos. Stay safe and have a great weekend.